Hello, YouTube. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? How y'all been? I literally just woke up and said I'm finna make a video because I was thinking about this. Like, why not talk about it? Why not get these thoughts out of my head, then let it go? I ain't got to think about it no more. And as y'all can see by the title of the video, I don't know how I'm gonna name it, but I'm gonna be talking about why black families is toxic. Or, yeah, I guess. Black families are toxic. Or toxic Christianity, some shit. I don't know. I was gonna give a disclaimer to my family, about what I'm finna talk about. But the reason I'm not gonna do it is because we're all grown. And if you can't understand my point of the video, if you think it's attacking you, click off. Or come talk to me about it, because we not finna do that. The video is really not meant to bash anybody or talk down on anybody. This video is really just to shed light, or just for me to discuss it, because it's like, I know it's a thing and I know it's not talked about, but when I try to talk about it in my own family, they feel like I'm attacking them or like trying to throw them under the bus or whatnot. I could talk about my own situation, or I could look at it from a psychological viewpoint. I could go on Google, or I could go on YouTube, and I could just search it up and write down all the facts, and I could tell y'all why black families are toxic. But this is really just off the top of my head and what I think. And if y'all agree or disagree, let me know. If you're not black, but the same thing still happened to you, or you feel like you agree, let me know. Let me tell y'all why black families is toxic, y'all. Oh my goodness. Y'all, it's so much. I don't even know where I could start. Because do I start from how I'm feeling now, or do I start at the beginning? I could really start in telling it about a whole nother generation, because that's really the problem. It's really the trauma that's been brought down that I don't think the generations in between me realize. I don't think they realize that their methods of parenting was rooted in trauma, so that they're literally negatively impacting our life. Like growing up, I feel like everybody, maybe not everybody, but I feel like children, what they try to do is they just try to make their parents happy. They do what their parents want them to do. They go to the schools their parents want them to go to. They get down to sports or whatever and whatnot. Sometimes even if they don't want to do it, they do it anyway. It's to make their parents happy, because you're supposed to make the people that you love happy. That's what they teach you. So I feel like also, in doing what they want you to do, you also hide the stuff that they wouldn't approve of, which would normally be the stuff that you actually like to do. So it's like, and when you're around your parent, you're this straight A, sports, whatever type of kid. But then when you're not around her, you a whole nother person, and you happy in that space. But you don't want her to know. So you, I don't know, y'all get what I'm saying. But I also feel like parents be yelling and screaming at their kids, which is no problem with that. But I feel like black mothers specifically, not fathers. I'm sorry if the mothers are offended, because I'm not talking about the fathers. I feel like they talk to their children in a way that they don't realize is having an effect on them. They be saying stuff like, hey, when we go in the store, you better not touch nothing, you better not look at nobody, you better not. They be like, keep talking to me, I'ma smack the, what black mamas be saying, right? And I feel like with that being said, because it's your mother and they love you, it subconsciously makes you accept like rude shit like that, like especially in your later years in life. Like say you're in a relationship with a guy or a woman or whatever it is that you like, and they gonna be talking to you like you crazy. They gonna be like, oh yeah, shut up, you stupid, you look like this and that. But they love you, and at the end of the day, that's your partner, so you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's making sense, because like people said I just be rambling, and I really do, and I just woke up and it's on my mind. So it's like, and it's that love word that always gonna trick us. Honestly, that's why it's toxic, because your whole life, even though your parents love you, they could be separated. They could be separated. They might not allow you to have certain friends. They might be manipulative, and they don't really necessarily realize it. Like your family's trying to mold you into a person that they think is successful on their terms, not realizing that I am a separate human being from them, and that everybody goes in life is different. You know, your mama wants you to grow up and be a doctor and do this, but all you want to do is just grow up and be a aide or something stupid. I don't know, but it's what you want to do, and it's hard when you want to choose between like, dang, do I just settle here where I'm happy and at peace at, or do I keep going just to make the people that love me happy? The way that black people parent their children is child abuse. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about the shit. Toxic, like, it's a strong, cruel word. And also, abuse is a strong, cruel word. Like, it's got a negative connotation, right? And I feel like one thing in my experience that happened to me from being raised in a toxic family is that I don't trust nobody. And that's something that they teach you. Black families literally teach you don't trust nobody. Now I'm, out in this world on my own, trying to adult and stuff. And I'm sabotaging a lot of people that, like, I'm sabotaging a lot of friendships and relationships that come into my life because I don't trust anybody. Like, let me go back to talking about like friendships and relationships because I don't have a lot of those specifically. And I feel like it's because of the way I was raised. And I don't know what a true friendship or relationship is supposed to look like. I see it on I see it on movies and I see it on TV. Then you get on Instagram and Snapchat and they're praising the toxic part of it. Meanwhile, Hollywood is talking about the lovey-dovey side of it. So you get that. You get those two mixed up together. Then you think about the stuff that you subconsciously allowed throughout your childhood. And it's like you allow people to treat you a certain way. And I'm not saying that I still do. I feel like I'm glad that I'm aware of shit like this because the fact that I am aware is the same reason why they come attack me first. And I'm gonna go back to talking about how you're not allowed to express yourself as a child is considered talking back and why this is toxic in the black families. Because it's like you're not allowed to be yourself. They disregard the fact that you are human. You're not allowed to make your decisions for yourself. You're not allowed to just be you. So you get in the real world once you're grown and you just think like, okay, what do I do now? Let me call my mom and ask. And this can lead to literally a low self-esteem or like it just make you feel like you don't know who you are, and it can lead to bad behaviors. Like I feel like this was happening to me throughout my whole high school. Like I was stuck in the middle between being myself, who my peers wanted me to be, and then who my family wanted me to be. And it's like now I'm trying to recreate who I think I am based off of so many different little outlets. And there's a lot of different toxic outlets that I get it from. You see people living their lives on Instagram or Snapchat doing whatever it is that they doing. Looks kind of fun, but at the same time, you have your old beliefs or whatever it is. And so it's like you're still in the middle, like we would hide the way that we feel, our thoughts, hide the pain, just because we would get in trouble if we talked about it. Or that's what we thought. Because of that one time, see, you think one time you said one little word one time, that one little word went a long way. You told your child if they said something back, you was gonna smack them in the mouth. Now they're depressed. They don't want to tell you. They're gonna get smacked in the mouth. That's what they think. Then it's like you get older and as you realize that you can barely like emotionally connect with other people because you was never allowed to express yourself as a child, or you always only did what others wanted you to do. You only was doing what was pleasing to the eye, you know. That's why I feel like it's not the parents' fault because they don't realize that there is an emotional distance or disconnect. They're doing the right thing for you, and their Christianity is low key another reason why black households be toxic. I feel like we're scared of failure at this point, or we're scared to do any wrong under God's eyes, not even under the parents' eyes, under God's eyes. You was taught as a child, you know, good is God, bad is the devil. That's basically, it was never no in between, you know. So as long as you was doing something good, you're okay. Bad, you're going to hell. Devil, wrong. And I feel like this leads to a lot of insecurities and a lot of anxiety. And the parents don't realize it because they was taught the same thing. But the thing is, you take a step back and you realize, oh, my mama got anxiety. So why would the stuff that she was teaching me not lead to me having anxiety? I don't know. Y'all, if I'm rambling, let me know in the comments. Because somebody said I just be going in circles. Somebody said I just be talking in BS. Look, I didn't even wake up for real and go do nothing or get out my bed. Yeah, I just woke up and made a video. Other people on YouTube, they be waking up. They be going to take a shower. They be going to get their face right. They be getting the lighting in their room right. I'm sorry that this is my YouTube channel. I'm doing it for myself. So I can go back and look at my journey. And it sucks because it's like, once you finally say something back, you're disrespectful. You're ungrateful. You had a roof over your head. You was just sitting on your butt the whole time. You wasn't doing nothing. And they was doing everything for you. They was taking care for you. And you don't care. That's why it's toxic. The end. So it's crazy to me. Oh my gosh, y'all. It's crazy to me how the verbal, emotional abuse, the trauma being passed down is socially accepted, is normalized in the black community these days. Being degraded, belittled, looked at like as if you're not a person. I know people in their 30s still getting cursed out by their mama. But they mama love them. Don't wait. You can't forget that part. Their mother loves them, so it's okay. Like, y'all, it's really crazy the stuff that we allow and accept to be told to us just because we was children. And it's the fact that some of us still allow it. We need to start setting healthy boundaries and loving from a distance because they're older than you, obviously. Age doesn't never really mean nothing, but sometimes they're programmed. They're not gonna stop thinking the way that they think. They're never going to be wrong. So let me even tell y'all, since we talking about it, we could really get down and rhyming with it. When I grew up, if you was getting in trouble, you was getting cursed out. Where I grew up, if you was getting in trouble, you was getting talked down on. You really don't even have to be getting in trouble. Somebody else could have gotten in trouble, and they gonna tell you to bring your nappy-headed ass in the room. Or y'all, look, let me give y'all an example. Say I got in trouble at school, and I got home some type of way before my mom. Probably because I was suspended and she was still at work. She would get home, she probably would say something like, "Get your nappy-headed, look, flat butt, bad ass in here," or something crazy like that. All hate words, all negative words, all downer words. So then I grew up thinking like, okay, nappy hair, flat booty, bad person, whatever else she could talk about, whatever else it is she would say in a negative way. So with that being said, with her talking down on me, on my character, on who I was, or on who she made me think that I was, and that's what happened. Grew up thinking that I was just some nappy-headed bad girl. Look at my hair now, though. It's even more nappier than it was before because I had to unlearn the things that were being said to me out of anger and no longer feel sorry for myself, but kind of feel sorry for them because I know better. I know myself now. I'm happy with the fact that what was wrong with me being nappy-headed? My hair wasn't even nappy for real back then. It's nappy now on purpose. And she still got a problem with it. And I love that she has a problem with it and that I love it. Because back then she had a problem with it. It made myself have an internal problem with it. But reverse psychology, that ass. See, this is when I get confused, and this is when it get toxic, and this is when it get bungled up, because it's like, just the other day, before you was talking about my hair, we was at church, we was praising God, we was supposed to be doing the right thing, we was just so holy. Now I'm a bitch. Make it make sense, or is God gonna make it make sense when I honor my mother and my father? Because that's what they gonna tell me when I try to, bring up God. They gonna tell me to honor them, even though my father wasn't even in my life. I gotta honor him, y'all. I don't even know my father, but gotta honor him because the Bible said so. I gotta honor my mother, even though she would just talk about my hair, talk about my body, talk about my character. And I don't think a lot of people realize that I'm 19, so I would say like 17, 18 years of my life, I was getting talked to or going through whatever I feel like I was going through. So at this point in my life, I feel like I am trying to heal from those certain words or certain things. Even if it was not her intentions, like I feel like that's another part that I had to realize. And that's why I say it's generational trauma, because she didn't realize that that same thing had happened to her mom, the same thing that happened to her mom. And it goes all the way back into slavery. And people, during that time in slavery, they literally had mothers that would belittle their children on a purpose in front of like slave masters and stuff, just so they wouldn't say, oh, that's a healthy one, let me get them. But like, I don't think people in my family realize that. And like, I can only worry about healing myself. I can't help nobody else.